So before everybody comments about the Ron Beer thing, we did just make sure at the end of the thing we did say that they were married in real life. We're going to retract that statement.
Yes.
Yep.
But you already commented, and that's fine. That helps the algorithm. So don't delete or edit any comments. But we are aware.
We thought Alia was married to Ranveer, but it's really
we've
Ranveer.
learned
the chemistry was just that good, guys.
But I still think Rocky and Ronnie had really good chemistry.
Yeah,
I do
agree.
too. Yeah, I thought this movie was a very fun movie. We're in, by the way, so everyone knows.
Yeah, we're here.
I thought this movie was very fun.
The
journey
was great.
The journey. It was
a
crazy.
movie that is lighthearted and maintains that throughout, but really deals with some serious themes. I think is really good and a great Valentine's Day movie.
Yeah,
no like super sad thing or anything like that. It really just kind of was fun and maintained that.
Yep.
And I like the consistent theme.
It like got even better like halfway through.
Yeah.
I thought it was like it was
Right.
gonna like the first half was really good, and I was like, okay, now where are we going with like the second half?
Totally.
But when they swap families, basically that made it even more interesting.
Yeah. It really
and
did.
They really, I thought the whole movie was really well done.
I agree. They fell in love pretty quickly, and so it's like, well, what's the
So it's
rest
like,
of the
wait,
movie
what
going to
is
be
the-
about then?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I will say, I do wish I had kind of thought that. So Ronnie's family was like teaching Rocky's family a lot, and after Ronnie slapped the dad's hand away, Tijori, I thought that would be a flip where now Rocky's family is going to teach Ronnie's family.
and
and
their traditions.
And there would be like they would both help each other to grow and to change. So I thought it was a little bit too one-sided with the way that they portrayed Rocky's family as like kind of villainizing a traditional
I agree.
mindset.
And I also think that's why it's rated lower.
Oh, sure.
I think because in America it would be basically like a super liberal family and a super conservative family. It would be like that thing in America.
Well, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
If somebody were like if we had a kid who fell in love with like an atheist, and the atheist was like, you need to learn about how God isn't real and your traditions suck, I would be super offended. So I kind of feel with Rocky's parents in that.
And we totally we felt that too.
Yeah.
When she was like, I wanted
she realized that.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, I should not have raised my hand.
So I do appreciate that.
I like that too. And I liked how
it did still feel a little one-sided though.
It did, which again I feel like is why it was rated low. But I liked too how at the end, what's his name apologizes, the dad. Tijori,
that was
he is a really good
apologized for it, and how they kind of did the old school wedding thing where the parents came and were like want to marry, and then they kind of included her with your blessing too.
Yeah,
I thought that was
I like
kind of a good compromise. You know,
they compromised.
So
it was interesting how this started because you get the very cheesy start like opening song with like the anthem, Rocky's anthem, which is fun.
That was really
Don't
fun,
get me
though.
wrong,
I
it
had a
was
good
really
time.
fun. You're like, oh, this is the
Sadie,
movie that it's going to be.
You'll love the Romeo and Juliet.
Welcome to India,
Yeah.
Sadie.
More musicals, please.
It's a different tone than the
That was
second
really
half of
fun.
the movie, though, because the
Yes.
second half of the movie is
Got
a
a lot
family
more
drama,
serious.
and it totally, even Rocky and Rani, seriousness is kind of the pervading theme.
There were
there were
parts
still a lot of
though.
songs though. I like how they kept the theme of having like
They did have
fun songs.
which
is why I really liked it, because even though it did get more serious at the end and the middle, it still kept funny and comedy throughout. There was always a humor not too far away.
Rocky's dialogue, like throughout the movie. He had some
cheeky.
Hilarious lines.
Yep,
They were just super fun.
Yes,
He did come around. He definitely grows on you throughout the movie, and they did a really good job developing that. Because at the start, you're kind of like, okay,
Yeah, he's like this.
He's not marriage material at all. But then the more you watch the film, you're like, all right,
some depth.
Yeah. No, I thought
he grows on you for sure.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah,
and I think Alia does a good job of kind of grounding the movie at all times. It's just being, because she brings some good seriousness. Okay, and so it's like, and also
was she the
main
did she
girl.
play Ronnie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Rani,
oh, man, the comments are... I'm just kidding.
No, I think she just did a really good job, or they wrote her character to be kind of that grounding influence on both families, honestly.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool to see, I think. But yeah, overall, it was just kind of that shift from this is a fun kind of rom-com type movie, and then it shifted into the family drama aspect with still a little bit of that element as well, but not nearly as much as in the first half.
No.
I appreciated the second half.
Yeah, I did too.
That,
I liked the second half better.
I will say, because it was so much of a comedy at the beginning, though, the second half, when there were serious moments, I don't know if it was because we're used to it being a comedy, so we're waiting for the punchline, or if it's just because of the way that they shot it and edited it. But
that's fun.
There were some moments where it was serious, and I was like,
you're like,
it's kind of funny, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's
I'm
fair,
supposed
that's
to
fair.
laugh or cry.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
fair. That's
Like
fair.
when the grandpa dies, or not dies,
Whoa.
but when
what
he...
did you say? No, just...
Well, when he does, and it's like a serious moment.
Yeah.
But then they have that slow motion shot
of him running.
Rocky running, and it was kind of comical.
Yeah,
so I was like, wait, is this funny now? Or so there were moments where it was a little bit confusing. I think just with the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I thought it was fun. I really liked the movie.
The visuals are amazing. Amazing set design.
Oh my word! Insane.
The production value is just
crazy. They dumped a lot of money into this.
Yeah.
I do see though. I understand why it's rated really low, because I totally get why certain families definitely relate more to.
Yeah.
You know, because it's definitely more of a progressive-ish movie. You know what I mean? Especially, like, I'm sure there were parts we didn't get from the cultural aspect of that, but you can totally tell, like, if you're on a hardcore, more conservative Indian family, you can definitely see how you wouldn't like this movie when you watched it, I would think.
Well, and that's where, like, I think they villainized Rocky's family too much.
Pretty hard, I get it.
I think they're...
there's the tens and
lots
ones.
of tens, and then there was a small, so 10% of the population probably were, hardcore, like, kind of stuff, and they rated it low. But... honestly, why is it 6.6 and the unweighted mean is 7 points? Well, I guess they weight the 10s. Okay. They reduced to 10 ratings. That's fun.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like we've seen at least 3 or 4 movies that literally have this distribution where there's a ton of people that hate it because of various reasons.
I don't know though, dude. Like this is different. The other ones we've seen, it's been all 10s, all 1s. This is, 33 is a 10 and 10% is a 1.
A decent...
I mean, we're still in that 7, 8 range, if you look at an average, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the methodology is, but
I thought it was
kind
super
of interesting.
fun, though.
Yeah.
No,
this
is
fun
great.
movie.
This is a great Valentine's
Definitely
Day
a fun
movie.
time. I enjoyed myself the whole time.
Yeah.
It was,
I think we all were just... that's the thing. It's 3 hours, but it didn't feel too long until the very, very end, I guess, where it's just like, oh, wow.
You could kind of see what the ending was going to look like.
Right. Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, for a 3-hour movie, it was pretty entertaining the whole way through.
One thing I will say that kind of threw me off was when they do the musical parts where, like, characters in the movie will start singing. You expect it to just be their voice and them just singing. But whenever a character sings, it's like the full song with all the instruments and everything in the background. And so you'll have the characters interacting with each other and, like, saying the song lyrics, but then you'll hear these, like, drums and guitars out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, like, weird.
It pulls you out of the moment.
It takes you out of it a little bit because you're like, wait, where's all this extra music coming from? But it's still pretty fun. I still had a great time.
I like it. I mean, I think it's funny. I love these fun movies, whenever there's just a dancing scene. Like,
you gotta show Sadie the Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, I did. I did, brother.
You already did?
I think
I showed her the scenes.
Okay.
Ram Leela scene.
Remember
the one where he's, like, on the motorcycle? The same guy, and he's, like, shirtless and...
He plays the same character in Ram Leela, pretty much.
Was that a long time ago?
Ish.
I'll show you again, but it was a while ago.
Refresh my memory.
This one, I like these fun movies. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they bring up themes that you want.
Yeah.
It was a little biased to one theme, but I thought, what else is new?
To be fair, I think they did give...
Yeah.
Like, she apologized for her forthrightness and just raising her hand, and I feel like the respect I think that it was given a fair view on the other side, or a fair shake, I guess. So I appreciated that as well, because it's more complex than just a simple black-white, in terms
definitely.
of the storyline.
Yep.
So
I
appreciate that.
I do agree, though, with Sadie. I think it could have been a little bit more in between, but because it was definitely slanted.
It was portraying that other his family as being
the bad family.
Definitely the ones in the wrong.
Right, yeah.
That's for sure. But then
even
Rocky said,
the grandma and his dad.
Right.
Right.
Because the wife.
They did make it complex, but I think it could have slightly more, but it's fine. I liked it. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Should we get into ratings?
Let's get into the ratings.
Letterboxd.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Letterboxd.
If you aren't following us on Letterboxd, let us know, and we'll send you the link.
Check the description. Links are in the description.
Rocky shall I go first, or shall Sadie go first? Maybe.
Oh, the guest goes first.
No. I'd probably give it like a solid 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, Isaac, what do you think?
I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'm right there too, brother. I'm getting a 4 out of 5 as well.
Wow.
Tween, I'm at
I think we
3.5.
can have Leela the same rating too.
I did too. Yeah.
If I were to do it like in 10s and not 7 out of 10. So
There
maybe
you
like
go.
3.5.
3.5. You can do.
I don't do
3.5.
half ratings on Letterboxd.
Why not?
That's such a shame.
It is such a shame.
You're losing out on so much nuance.
Yeah.
I think I have like 2 movies that have a half rating. I did break the rule on a couple times.
It's available for you to
It is for a reason.
Yeah, I'm at 3.5.
I'm coming around.
You're
I'm
at
at
3.5.
Okay.
I liked it. No,
I was definitely at a 3 for a while, and then I was like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting."
Isaac and I.
Yeah, I was like at a
the
3.5 the
relationship
first
between the families.
half of the movie, and then when they like switched families, it got even better.
Oh, yeah.
Like when that drama started,
I was
like,
at a
okay.
5 at the beginning. I was like,
Whoa!
I'm in.
You're like when the
How to
dancing
maintain
stopped, you're
that.
like, okay, gotta go down
I
another half
was
step.
in. When they
Wait
brought all that boring drama, I was like, nah.
The
You're
weight
just
of
here for
Michael's
the
heart
song
is
and
is
It's a dance scene.
Ron
And
Beer
Rocky's
just
muscle.
shedding.
Yeah, just
Michael's
shredded.
Michael is looking down
11
Rocky's
out of
shirt
10.
more often than Ronnie
yeah.
was.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
No, I
that was
love it.
funny.
Sadie had to cover his eyes.
I know.
whenever-
Every now and then, though, this guy plays a very similar character in a lot of those movies, Ron
true.
Beer,
Yeah.
and he does it really well. I like his just wild man, like wildly in love and dumb. It's like great.
Yes.
Anyways,
It's pretty fun.
that's what we got, guys.
Cool.
The
yeah.
long hair grew on me. I wasn't a fan.
It looked like a Lego piece.
It did. It was perfect at all
Definitely did,
times.
yeah.
Yep.
What'd you rate it?
4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, there
All
we
right,
go.
gang.
That's our
All
review.
right.
Thanks
That's
for
that.
joining us.
Like and sub.
Yes.